My birthday was this week. Oh! I turned 24. I'm finally out of the curse of that damn Blink-182 song that says nobody likes you when you're 23. I can finally leave that behind. So I have been in a creative, not slump, but I have a lot of ideas. It's just the execution of those ideas is going to take a while. I'm like, okay, what can I do for video that would be fun for me and maybe entertaining for you if you so choose to watch and hang out with me and get to know me a little bit, and we'll be friends and it'll be a fun time. So I was scouring YouTube and the internet for ideas and nothing was really clicking in my brain, and then I got frustrated and sad, and so I turned on YouTube videos just to watch to make myself laugh and feel better. And who else do I go to but the queen, Jenna Marbles? And I was rewatching some of her old videos. She did 2 videos a few years ago. She did one, it was called 29 life lessons I've learned in 29 years, and then she did one again the following year when she turned 30. So I thought, how convenient. I just had a birthday. So without further ado, here are 24 life lessons that I have learned in 24 years. Lesson number 1. When you get a job, any job, for any amount of time, check your pay stubs to make sure that the proper amount of monies is being taken out for tax purposes. Whatever you put on that piece of paper when you got hired to say what you want taken out of your paychecks for your tax returns later, you know, for like state and federal and all that tax stuff that I didn't learn in school. Double check your pay stubs to make sure that the amount you said you wanted to come out is actually coming out. It's not too much or too little. I've had too many jobs where it's either not being taken out at all or they're taking some out that they maybe shouldn't be taken out. And apparently I can't learn my own lesson, so you learn from my mistake that I hopefully don't make again. Lesson number 2, frame your pictures up on the wall. You can get a picture printed out on like a nice canvas and you can hang it on your wall to make it decorative and decorate your wall with your face and your people that you care about faces, right? Put your family and friends and yourself and your dog and all that up on your freaking wall. Have it up around the place, especially if you live out of town or out of state or you are away from your family and friends. Having them up on the wall to see them just makes you feel kind of cozy inside sometimes, you know? Try not to ruin my concealer, but I have an itch on the edge of my nose. Oh, God! Lesson number 3. If you have an animal or plan on getting an animal, I'm particularly talking about dogs, please do your research on what said animal needs, especially dogs. I feel like whenever somebody goes to like get a hamster or like a reptile of some kind, or even a cat, perhaps, some research is involved to figure out how to take care of that animal properly. Like, what that animal needs for it to live a happy life, hopefully. Hopefully you look that up. If you go up to get a gerbil, please look up what a gerbil needs. I have learned this same lesson with dogs. My childhood dogs were super chill and great. I now own 2 high-energy pit bulls, and they live in a small space. I did research on how to take care of a dog because I realized I actually don't really know how to take care of a dog that doesn't have acreage at its disposal. Turns out they need a lot. And my doggos are definitely happier because I am now a better owner because I'm educated. Lesson number 4, spend your money how you want to spend your money. But drop some dollars on your shoes. Let me tell you, I love a thrift store and I love thrifting and I don't like spending money, period, especially on myself. But quite honestly, when it comes to your feet and your footwears, have quality shoes. It's better for your back, it's better for your shins, it's better for your ankles. They'll last longer. Just buy quality shoes for yourself, okay? Lesson number 5, cooking takes practice. And there is absolutely no shame in using Pinterest to find recipes or learn how to do it, or watching YouTube. Just keep at it, you know? Just keep at it. There is a world beyond mac and cheese, and there actually is a bigger world within mac and cheese. There's so much you can do there. Pinterest it. Try it. Keep practicing. Lesson number 6. Owning multiple sets of bed sheets is a godsend, and I really don't know why it took me so long to understand that. I only just discovered this like 6 months ago. Nick and I were going out of town, and we couldn't take the dogs with us, so we decided we would get a pet sitter. And our lovely, beautiful friend Austin did so, as he's done for us many times. Only this time, we had multiple bed sheets. We have like 3 sets now. I can't tell you how lovely it was to just rip off the bed sheets that we had been sleeping on, throw them in the wash, dry them, stuff them somewhere, and then pull out a fresh, clean one, put it on the bed before we left for our trip, and then repeat the same process when we got back. It was lovely. I didn't have to wait all day for this shit to dry and wash and dry 3 more times. Have multiple bed sheets and in different colors, because then you can change up the vibe around the air, you know? Lesson number 7. My good friend Izzy told me this, and I will never forget it. He said, gossip is poison, and he could not be more right. I never forgot that, and I try to live by it as best I can, because it could not be more true. It helps nobody. It makes nobody feel better. It's just gross and sticky and doesn't smell good, and it just kind of sits with you for a very long time, so just don't do it. Lesson number 8 is that there is always a silver lining. No matter how much it fucking sucks that there's a silver lining, because sometimes you just want to bitch about your shit, but you can't, because you know what? It's really not that bad, and if it really is that bad, there probably is a silver lining to get you through it. Sometimes it's the only thing you can grasp onto, and sometimes it's the thing that puts you back into reality when you're just crying and throwing a tantrum about something stupid. Lesson number 9 is when you are in a relationship of any kind, but I'm particularly talking about the romantic kind. Take the effort to try the things that they are interested in, and vice versa. You know, have that conversation. Nick and I talk about it all the time. Nick and I had a painting and wine night. That's hard to fucking say. Jesus. And it was awesome. Nick's not artistic and doesn't know really how to paint or take joy in painting, but I do. And so we did it, and it was super fun. And I play video games with him, and now he's got me fucking hooked, and I play just as much as he does. And we actually found a wonderful little co-op game last night to play together. Just try out the things that they're interested in, except for food, because that crazy person that I'm married to can have his death hot sauce. I don't want any part of it. I'm not trying it. Lesson number 10, having dog hair everywhere permanently as part of your fashion choices, as well as your home design and your car's interior design, is not that big a deal. It's nature's glitter. It's fine. It's not gross. Dog hair is a lifestyle. I admit it's not for everybody, but it's not that big a deal. Just let me live my life. Lesson number 11. All chapsticks are not created equal. Some don't do shit. Others burn for no reason. Some are way too much, and they're gloppy, and they're like, some don't smell right. Some don't taste like anything. So hunt for that holy grail chapstick, because when you find it, your life will change. Lesson number 12. This is another one that I wish that I had learned a long time ago, and I'm really sad that I only learned it 4 years ago. Dungeons and Dragons is amazing, and every human on Earth should be required to play at least a month's worth. It's the best. It activates all types of your brain. There's math involved. You have to get creative. You have to think on your feet. You have to be strategic sometimes. You get to use your improv skills. And it's just so cool to have a scheduled time in your life where you and all your buddies or family or both can get together and just play pretend and act like kids, really, and just forget about life shit for a second. Couldn't recommend it more. 10 out of 10. Get a group of your buddies together and just try it out for a bit. Swear it's worth it. Lesson number 13 is you are capable of a lot. So DIY everything. Just saying, if there's a YouTube tutorial on it, you could probably do it too. So don't spend all your money on a bunch of stupid shit unless you really feel uncomfortable doing said thing. For example, I will never, ever try to DIY plumbing, electrical stuff, and that's about it. Feel like everything else, I'm good to go. Lesson number 14 does kind of contradict exactly what I just said. If you are able to drive a car, or you are able to purchase a vehicle, go to a dealership, get a reliable car for a few grand, and save yourself the goddamn headache. Unless you are a great mechanic or know a great mechanic, just go with the car payment. It is not worth dealing with shit Craigslist cars that people lie about, because I am not a professional and don't know anything about cars and could not survive that world. So just get the damn payment and have peace of mind. Lesson number 15 is you cannot have too many scents in your house. There is no such thing as too many candles, too many incense, too many poo-pourris in the bathroom, candles in every room, put a scentsy in your car, incense burning in one room and a candle burning in another, and like a Bath and Body Works. Yeah, because I'm thinking of Bed Bath & Beyond, but they sell like towels. Bath and Body Works wallflowers where you have the little twisty that goes into the cute light. Who doesn't like smelling nice things constantly? I don't know. Lesson number 16 is there's always a job out there. So don't bother staying at one that makes you miserable. Actually, don't bother staying anywhere that makes you miserable, whether that's a job, a relationship. If you are somewhere that makes you miserable or you hate going to or being at, don't stay. There's no reason. There's plenty of other places to live. There are plenty of other people in this world to have relationships with, and there are plenty of jobs out there to be had. So quit your job. Go be happy. I'm kidding. As long as you're staying responsible and taking care of yourself and your responsibilities in life, do it smartly, but fuck, dude, like, why be miserable? Lesson number 17, a delicious one, in fact. Mead is probably the most underrated alcoholic beverage on the market. Not a lot of people know about it. I didn't know about it until I went to the Arizona Renaissance Festival, and they had a raspberry mead that they served me, and it was the greatest thing to ever grace my tongue. It was so beautiful. And since then, Nick and I now have an addiction. It's the drink of Vikings. Lesson number 18. This one I learned when I got hired at Dutch Bros and were being trained by the mob. While we were learning about making caffeinated beverages, we were also learning about culture, Dutch Bros culture specifically, which is all about loving people and giving them a dope product. Love all, serve all, as we like to say. One of these many culture days that we had, we did a thing where one of our lovely mobsters, who I adore with all my heart, stood up on a little milk crate and said, we're going to go around and say our grateful fors. Everybody went around the room, and there was like 30 of us, and everybody said one thing that they were grateful for that day, and like 5 people in, we were all bawling our eyes out, and it just continued. And I have stuck with this practice mostly because I still work at Dutch Bros, and it's a ritual that we practice often, is saying grateful fors. And I try to do that when I'm not at work as well, because it really just shifts your whole perspective, and there's actually a lot of science on it, shifting your mood and your perspective and your happy levels. And it's just something that I really value. So thank you, Hannah from the mob, for doing that. I specifically remember Hannah teaching me that. Next. Lesson number 19. If you don't know your personality type or have never looked it up, 10 out of 10 recommend doing it, especially with a friend or two and comparing each other's and talking about it. I will leave a link down below to the website that I have always used. It's the 16 personalities quiz, the Myers-Briggs test. It's scary accurate, and it's so fascinating. Please go do it. Lesson number 20. The state fair is always worth going to, either for the food or for the animal barns. Speaking of animals, hi, Rebel. Anyway, your state fair, probably has something that is the most magical thing on this planet, whether it's a specific food item, a ride, some fairs do acts and shows. Every fair has an animal barn and deep fried something. Right, dog? Lesson number 21. Quality over quantity when it comes to friends, baby. When you are an adult, it is really exciting when you meet somebody and you can feel it in your gut that this is a good person. Oh my God, they're not a piece of shit. Where have you been? Friend! I have learned many a time over the year, and I apparently continue to learn it. And again, don't learn my own lesson, so take it from me. Some people are just not meant to be in your life for long. They are lessons of something, and that's great. And God bless them, and they're lovely. And, all the people that come in and out of your life have a purpose and are generally pretty great. But when you find those few, ride or die people in your life, chef's kiss. Lesson number 22. Nutritional yeast is the king of seasonings, and it's really all you need. Lesson number 23. Everybody has shit, and it all smells bad, some worse than others, depending on what you've been dealing with. But everybody's got something. Somebody always has it worse than you. So just be nice. Be nice to people. You never know what they're going through. Lesson number 24 really is just that there's no right way to do this life thing. 7-year-old me had a very planned out vision in her head of what her life was going to look like at 24. Has it taken a turn from her little imagination? Try your best. Help others when you can, where you can, and just relax, because there's really no right or wrong way to really do this thing as long as you're not hurting anybody. So, whatever. And that is what I have learned in 24 years. Hopefully I keep learning, because that's the whole point, is to keep growing and keep learning as a functioning adult. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being patient while my brain rummages around in the back to try and find ideas or inspiration for what I should film. I really appreciate your dedication. And that's all I got. I'll see you later. Bye!